When I was a young girl, if anyone asked me what I wanted to be when I grew up, I would give them the same answer. For so many years, the answer was the same, and still to this day, it has never changed. I wish to become an actress. This upset my mom, and she was determined to not allow me to be an actress. She tried everything she could to convince me to change my mind and to be more practical. But my father believed in me and my dreams so completely that he told me that one day I would be on stage in front of the whole world, and I would even win an Oscar for Best Actress. In fact, he supported me all the time, even on the weekends. When the weather was nice, he would take me to the park to practice my acting skills. We even had a little pact that neither he nor I would tell my mother he was helping me or training me. He chose the park specifically because it was far from the rest of the city. One day, he told me that he had found a very suitable way to test and improve my acting abilities. The method was called the accident game. Allow me a few seconds of your time to explain the rules of the game to you. First, we would soak my knees with fake blood and place some of it on my clothes as well. Then, I would go to a tree far away in the garden and fall to the ground and lie on my back, pretending I had fallen from a tree. I acted as though I was hurt, screaming and crying. I would hit the ground with my hands in pain and shout loudly, "Please help, Dad! I can't bear the pain!" Sooner or later, someone would notice and come check on me to see what was going on. Dad would then make an appearance and display his acting skills as well. He would wait for the stranger to come closer and try to help me before he would suddenly appear from the place where he had been hiding. With a shameful tone and his voice trembling, he would say,
"God, I am so embarrassed. I am so sorry. I don't know what to do, but her mother died a few months ago, and I don't know whether I can take care of her alone or not."
Usually, after hearing those words, anyone in the world would sympathize with him and try to help him as much as they could, which is what he wanted. After he had attracted the attention of the nice person, he would share details about our personal life in order to build a relationship and trust with them. My father would say something like,
"Can you help me transfer her to the hospital? I really need someone to help me and be with us there."
The part I love the most about our game is if the person agreed to get into the car with us, my father would reward me and give me an ice cream for being a good actress and convincing them. But if the person refused or argued, then my father would console me and tell me that I was good, but next time I would be better. If the stranger got into the car and decided to go to the hospital with us, my father would drive the car towards the hospital. After a while in a specific area, my dad would slow the car down anxiously and pull on the side of the road. Then he would say that he had a flat tire and needed to change it. He would stop on a specific street and ask the person who was with us to get out of the car with him to help him with the flat tire. Then he would take them to a particular house in order to find someone to help them. After a while, Dad would come back and tell me that he had explained our funny little game to the person and given them a financial reward in appreciation for their cooperation. To be frank with you, that is what he used to say that he did. He always locked the car doors when I was inside, so I wouldn't come out to see what they were up to. But one night, I was at my friend Sarah's house, and we turned off the lights and turned down the TV so her mother wouldn't get mad at us. Suddenly, she said while reading something on her mobile phone.
Have you heard of the case of people disappearing?
I was sitting on the chair next to the bed. I looked at her phone and saw that she was reading the news from a newspaper website. I told her that I did not know what she was talking about at all. She began to explain.
The issue started about 5 years ago. More than 7 people disappeared in mysterious circumstances. In addition, the police suspect that there's a serial killer in the city.
I took the phone from her and saw the details of the news. But what caught my eye were the pictures of the 7 people who had disappeared. I knew them well. I knew every one of them very well, because they helped me and my dad before in our game. At first, I didn't understand what was happening, nor did I know what it all meant. But suddenly, I understood everything. My father is the one who had been killing them. No, it can't be. I can't believe anything like that. But it can't all be a coincidence. Despite the anxiety that I showed in my face, I didn't tell Sarah what I was thinking about. There was only one solution in order to be sure. That was that I play the game with my father one last time. But this time, I wouldn't let him lock me in the car like the times before. My father drove while the man sat in the front seat next to him, and I sat in the back seat. I'm not able to describe for you what I was feeling, as I know that there was a possibility that I was participating in a crime and that this man could get hurt. But first, I had to confirm whether or not my father was involved. We sat in the car on the side of the road, just as we always had. Quickly and lightly, I changed the car key. Of course, the man got out of the car with my dad because he wanted to help him with the tire that needed changing. Then they entered the same house. I waited for a while, and then, for the first time, I got out of the car and followed them. From a narrow corner of the window, I was able to see what was happening. I saw the man as he was thrown to the ground, drenched in his own blood, and my dad was standing there holding a knife in his hand. I saw an evil look in his eyes that I'd never seen before. I ran back to the car. After a while, I noticed my father returning. I tried to pretend that I was very normal, as if I didn't know anything, but inside I was shocked. The problem now is that I live with him in the same house. My mother died a few years ago, and we live alone. If I reported it, I would be completely alone. I don't know how to live all by myself, but at the same time, how could I continue to live with someone like him after I know the truth? Please, advise me. What should I do? And how should I act? Hello, everyone. Van Gorder here. We here at Midnight Screams hope you enjoyed the story. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and become a member of the Midnight Screams family. Also, don't forget to share and like with your family and friends. Oh yes, and if you have a horror story or other terrifying experience, you can send it to subscribersstories2023@gmail.com. It can also be found in the description below. Wait for us every Sunday and Wednesday with a new animated story. Be sure to activate the bell button to receive all the updates. We love you so much, and we hope you have pleasant nightmares.